Hello guys and welcome back. We are at Peterborough United and you can say Peterborough is in championship, but that's wrong because Peterborough is rightly in the League One. So I have finished the first season with Peterborough. One of the reasons I'm gonna play a lot more of Championship and Division 1, League 2 teams because that's all English football you're thinking about. For example, I was watching the Damned United and Brian Clough, for example, and you see how it works. You get inspired and you want to do the same thing. Peterborough is a team that expectation says from the board that if you can get the middle of the table, they are happy. So we came in here, and I knew if I want to go up because Peterborough we didn't have the best team. We didn't have the best team in League One, so I had to make something special here. I needed to have some good headers, some good pacey players. So I set up a team to get promotion. We got the promotion last year, and we finished 5th in the league and won the promotion on penalty at Wembley against Portsmouth on the playoffs. So we're gonna watch the team here, guys. The thing I did that I saw that we really don't got any strikers in the team that can make any problems for the opponents. Okay, this is my new squad. I'm building something for the championship. This is a long run game I'm trying to do. You need to score goals. Firstly, if you want to win games, you have to score goals. Then you have also you can also not concede goals if you want to be victorious. Okay, so and now I'm in championship. It's the same deal. I know I don't have the best team in the championship to survive here and even to get a promotion to Premier League. I need to have those. You need maybe one of the most pacey players in the league. You need maybe the best header in the league who can win you some goals, and some extreme players. Okay, what we did last year, we finished with this system. That this is the system I'm going to compete with. We are playing root on, and we are using a target man. If the target man is out, we're gonna use a pressure forward. We're gonna use a poacher here. And the team I built on, guys, people, this is for example, you had a good goalkeeper in Conor Melly. Conor Melly is also playing some game. He's always calling up in the Irish team. I started with the 4-4-2, for example, to start with that route on 4-4-2, but what I saw was that defensively, especially with Tavasolli, his heading, jumping reach is good, heading is good, but his pace is extremely low, and I saw that the most of the assists of the game came from these spots here, and the goals came when they dumped the ball behind our defenders. It was not only his fault because we generally didn't have good enough defenders. So to make it something against that, we played go route on, guys. So we didn't keep the ball that much in the team, so the defensive line doesn't come so high up, so we are not that vulnerable. And at the same time, I changed it to three backs line. We defended much better in the box. Instead of the opponents going through the middle here, they start to go around the sides. And you are asking yourself, okay, if you're going route on, why are you playing with advanced playmaker? The deal was here to get more out of these two strikers and keep the ball a little bit. So, yes, we are going a route on from here, but here we got to keep the ball sometimes. So yeah, you have to. It was in the middle of the season. I was just starting to lose hope. I was middle of the table. I thought, okay, I will never achieve a promotion. If I get a promotion place here, I will just fall. And it's so many games in League One. I think it was 46. I don't know how many games did Malay play. You have a lot of games. You got 46 league games. You got 3 league. You got 3 cups. It's harder to play in League One than it is to play with a Champions League team, because you're playing in 2 different cups. You're playing FA Cup, Calling Cup, and some other cups for you're playing. I don't know what that was, but you can see he played 60 games last year. You also have for example, playoffs to come there. It's a lot of games. and the players don't get that stamina. So what you have to do, for example, when you're training these teams in League One, or of course I think in Championship too, you gotta go in here week for week. If you have 2 games in a week, don't listen to your assistant manager. Bring away, give them rest, give them recovery more. There's no point of killing them with the physical training. The match is physical enough for them. Okay, let's go just through the squad, guys. You got Conor O'Malley. I think he was a good goalkeeper. Keep him in the team if you're gonna play with them. And yeah, he can play as a sweeper goalkeeper. I always play with a sweeper goalkeeper, either in defense or of attack, even to it doesn't matter what kind of formation I'm playing, because the only thing is the sweeper goalkeeper, he will stand a little bit higher up than the goalkeeper. So I just changed him to the goalkeeper when I went to the 3-back line. Okay, so if you're playing with a 4-back line, use him as sweeper goalkeeper. Here I got a better backup as because we can see that later on. Okay, I also got Aaron Chapman as a substitute. He didn't play a single game last year. Thank God, because he's not that good. So you need a second, maybe a better second goalkeeper. Okay, you got Jake Wright. He is not a part of this team. I brought him middle of the season. I had really trouble in the defense, guys. So you need to do something in the defensive line. I brought him in the middle of the season from Sheffield United. Played well. We're not going into him since he's not the player of the team. But Ryan Tavaselli, he's a half Iranian, half English player. So what will happen when you start the game? He will be called up to the Iranian national team, and he will be away for the Asian Cup in January, I think it was. So he will be away. And so suddenly you don't have that good defense, and one of your best defenders will be away. But when I say one of the better defenders, is part because of his jumping reach, he's very good, his strength is very good, he's a really slow player, but he can read the game very well to be a League One player. His aggression is good, he keeps calm, and the mental part is very good, and the jumping part is very good, the strength part is good. He's slow, big defender, okay, slow, big defender. He's okay with the passing and vision, so you can also use him maybe as a ball-playing defender. Again, in League One, he's okay at that part. Okay, we just re-signed. We just gave him a new contract. Many of your players' contract will also be going out. This is not a player coming for the next season. I needed better defenders, so Adar Bayoyu from City is being brought in as a loan. Mainly, again, we need better positioning and better pace in defense. Josh Norworth is there. I'm trying to sell him as if we go to the Championship. He will not keep a level of the Championship. Played 10 games last year. Wasn't that good player. Again, none of our defenders are good defenders, so you should do something in the defensive part. And he couldn't do nothing special with him either. He's a weak defender. You should sell him. I'm trying to sell him for £200,000. Remember, also there's a little money in the Peterborough. So if you are getting promotion, you should be smart. Sell the players you can and buy the players you loan and buy players. Buy young or old players and loan in the rest. Young players, so you can sell for higher value or can be with you for many years. Okay, you got Jason Nesmith, a good player for League One, very good player for League One, but I hoped we could get some more assists from him last year. Again, he didn't do that, but I brought in Jeremy Toulouan, high wage for his age. He can also be a good coach, so he's starting with his coaching stuff at Peterborough. So I think you also have a weak coaching team, so yeah, you should do something there too. But I brought him as a defender. I lost Tavaselli to the Asian Cup, and we also had a weak defense as well. We didn't have a good ball in midfielder, so I brought him. He can play both places, and he can read the game. Positioning is good, and fiction is good, so he has something we didn't have last year. So he played a major role in our promotion last year. So okay, but again, he's a free player. You can pick him up in the season. Before the season starts, I pick him up in the January window. You also got the Ryan Bennett. He can play right defender and center defender. That wise is very important for me as a team player. In start of the season, he also delivered well here. He played mainly central defender for me. His jumping reach is good. You would think when it comes to the League One that everyone is, everything is about jumping reach and players are strong and big. They are not, because the players, it says itself. They are playing in the league system of 3 in England. That means they are physically not that good shape. So jumping reach of 14 is okay thing. It's not bad. Okay, I will keep him next year because he can play in different roles, and he don't have that high wage. You can see the wages we have contra. For example, if you go and see in Nottingham Forest or Wolverhampton, if they have in Hull, the wages are. This is a cool team to manage, guys. So yeah, if you haven't done that, go and try to get a League One team, bring them up. You have Colin Daniel. I had a lot of dreams with this guy. Oh my god, I saw his pacey acceleration and I saw his crossing. I thought, okay, I can use him as a fullback. I'm using a target man so he can come. We can hit some early crosses from here. Colin Daniel played both midfield, left midfielder when we play 4-4-2, and he plays some games as a left back. Played well, but I hoped and expected more. Next year he will be competing for the fullback position, wingback position, as well as being a substitute. But he's a good player to have with us. Colin Daniel here. I have also brought in for this season in Championship from into DeMarco because of his crossing is also good. Got a little bit pacier. Is a better all-rounder than Daniel, but they will fill the left position. No point of me talking about him that much. Chudbury, I think about him again. I need a ball-winning midfielder. To play Root Town, to play League One, you need a ball-winning midfielder. We had a problem that we didn't always have a good ball-winning midfielder, and there are a lot of games, and these players get often tired in playing these roles, and they're also getting a lot of yellow cards. So I didn't have good backup, and I didn't have good players in that position from start. So I brought in this player for the next season. So you know that if you should be playing with a ball-winning midfielder in the lower leagues. But remember, a lot of games, a lot of cards, and a lot of energy is used. So bring in. I didn't do that in the start of the season, but again, Tuluan played a lot of important role for my team. Woodyard became one of my favorite players last season. He played the ball-winning midfielder role. He played some games as a box-box midfielder. He delivered 8 goals, 1 assist, and you can see here from him that the thing is his aggression is low to play a ball-winning midfielder, but it was what I got last year, and he gave us a good passing. So the passing was important because we played root down. We want to go forward, straight forward. So we need to have players who can pass the ball forward, good passes, don't deliver it to the opponents. And passing 13 is not that bad for a box-to-box player in the highest league or in the lower leagues. So this is a good player, and his work rate was extremely well. His vision was good. Combine this vision with this passing, you got a good player. Okay. Again, we are talking about the level of League One. Adam O'Reilly, I think I used all my budget on this guy this year. £950,000. He didn't play a single game for Preston last year in the Championship, but he's gonna play for me. The reason is that advanced playmaker role. He's 18 years old. This is a player who can play there. He can do a lot of things. And we don't have that. We had Madison who played here. I'm going to show him later, but I had to sell him. But we will lack a player in this role to keep the ball. You have a passer, a good technical, or a magician. So this guy going to be our magicians. But since he doesn't got that flair, it can be a problem. But he's 18 years old, and we are not talking about this. Is not a new Snyder or something. At our level, he has something good, and he has something exceptional. If he can keep growing, he didn't play a single game last year. He gets some game time, he plays some games. These things will go maybe up to 18, guys, and that's a lot. This vision, it can be an interesting player to watch for the next season. Mark O'Hara, he was a good ball-winning midfielder. He's also box midfielder. His work rate is again very similar to the players we had. Low aggression, but good tackling, okay passing, and good vision. The stamina was good. He didn't deliver as I wanted to, but he's a young player, and you can't sell him in the start of the season, but you can sell him for the next season maybe. But I think O'Hara has something to deliver in this team. Sirki Dembele's pace and dribbling was one of the most important part of the team last season. He got injured, but you know, he won us important games. If you look here, his dribbling at 16 and flair 18, pace, acceleration is very good. But some of you will say, but hey, look here, his bravery is low, his decision is low, but at the lower levels you need this kind of players. You need this player as a winger. If you put him as an inside forward, yes, then the decision making will be very important, but if you're playing route down, it's just go simple, fast forward. The only thing I need from this Dembele guy is that he dribbles, goes past the players, or run past him. That's it, nothing more. He can deliver a little back crosses, but when I use him as a wing backer here, you expect something more. Wingback is expected to do more, also defending. But I need that flair. I need that extreme level of dribbling and route down from a player like Dembele. And it also comes inside sometimes, because as you can see, it cuts inside from both wings. So you can sometimes it just goes inside and score goals too. So yes, it makes some crazy decisions, but for a team like us, we don't have the players to we cannot pass out to defenders. We are not Barcelona, we don't have Xavi here, and we don't have the special. So when we have a player with the 16 in dribbling and this kind of pace, you need him and you have to use him. Okay, he was 21 years old last year. I think he delivered well. He stood for 9 goals last year, and he didn't play that much games because he also was injury. I am also going to try to play with Grimsby, just so you know it. Okay, you know that. I brought this guy in Shujai. That's the same thing, you know. At the advanced playmaker role, he's 35 years old, but he comes with a good history. He's also Iranian. He played in AEK 10 here. He played in good experience. He played in La Liga many years here. Got a lot of international games. I saw 85 national games. You know, and again, he has something extreme. We don't have. Okay, his physical part is not that good, so he will say he cannot play 100 games next year. But if he can give me 15 good games, and be a good substitute, his first touch is good. His decision is okay. His vision is extremely well. So he will bring in players such as Di Marco, Dembele, and Goy and Smith, and that's what you have to think about when you go down there, guys. You need those players with extreme attributes on the offensive part and the defensive part that can win games for you. Okay, Will Kane will come inside this year. I bought him. I got him on free transfer, because the thing I need is players who can move, who can score goals and move, you know, in the back here. He will be used as a poacher for me, like this, because he got the finishing, he got the first touch, he got the heading, because we cross a lot, so he can be good there. And he's also good technique, and he got okay off the ball. So I think he will fill that role very well. I brought him in as a substitute for Ngoy, because that's the way when you play on going on route, you need players who goes on the run, okay, run behind the defense. He doesn't go off the ball, but look at his pace again, okay, and look at his preseason, 4 games, 6 goals. How is his decision? It's okay. It's not very good, but it's okay. His off the ball is okay. His bravery, not good, but pace, yeah. He can make stupid choices. We can run wrong, but the thing is, he will run past defenders as opponents, and we are playing en route. That means when we win the ball, we go pacey in forward. There will be a lot of balls behind the defensive line of our opponents. We will have the ball less than our opponents because they are better than what they were last year, so there will be a lot of space behind there. And how can we hit them? We can hit them with a pass player. I have brought him on loan. He really convinced me in the preseason. And yes, of course, in a team that we have the balls a lot, his decision making and all this thing will make him as a substitute. But for us, he can play a huge role. He's young too. Give him a break, guys. Shola Mobi I had to bring in because I had when you start the game, you don't have any target players. So I bought a very good target player last year, and he became my top scorer, but I didn't have anyone on the substitute. Amobi is on a free transfer, so I brought him in. His heading is good. His strength was a little bit better than this, and jumping reach was good. He was 36 years old, and I really needed a player there. And he came in and didn't do a very good job, but he scored 2 goals in the cup and 2 goals in the league. And Michael Smith is also, I have bought him in this year because as a target player. Jumping again, yes, he lacks a lot of things, but look at this. He got the jumping reach, he got off the ball movement, and he got the heading and okay finishing. So this, he will score goals for you. He will score goals for you, and I will show you that target men are really something that works in FM and real life. Ivan Toney, there is a I checked. Since I took over this team, I started to watch some of their games. I think he plays a lot, you know, and he played as a pressing forward. He was a good substitute, you know. He did a very good job. When he played, we had a good ratio of winning the games. He had a good pressing forward and okay pace. And what was special with him and off the ball was that he was the main player that became free behind the defensive line. And the reason is again his pace and his off the ball movement. So imagine what and Goy can do. So keep Ivan Toney. I should have given him more play time, but I started to play him late. He was very good in the important games. In the playoffs, he was really good. Look at this, 6 goals there. So he scored 12 goals. But anyway, this is a guy you can use. You know, his concentration is lacking, but his bravery is good. His decision is better than the other ones. He's off the ball, so yes, he lacks something here, not extreme here, but combine off the ball pace and acceleration on a route-on system, he will go behind the defensive line and he will get you some goals or chances. He makes other chances. Morgan Penfold I had to have in the team because he was an homegrown player from the team. So I had always had to have him in the team because I didn't have other players. So he did play 1 game, I think. He played 1 game, yes, as a substitute. He's not good. There's no point. The only reason he's there is because I needed him. No other reasons. Okay, you can see the players we had last year. Adam O'Reilly you also have in your. I'm sorry, I'm going to start from the next season. Callum Elder I will brought in a loan. Tom Elliott, and this is the player I brought in. And he became the top scorer of the team. I brought him from Millwall. He scored 23 goals. And he was our best player last year. Totally 28 goals. And no, it's not that extreme. Look at this. He's finishing 12, heading 14, jumping reach 18, 17. His good work rate, and he had good off the ball. So that many of his goals also came based on run behind the defensive line. He's not that slow, okay? So these big fellas start running out there, you cannot stop him. So when you play roll-down, you know, have players who can run behind the defensive line. Either they are paceful or have off the ball movement, okay? This was a perfect play. We played roll-down, so either we got crosses, early crosses that Smith scored, or we dumped the ball behind the defensive line where Smith and especially Toney went on the bring and did a good job there. We had Cummings also on the loan. I did never make him function in the team. Yeah, so we also sold Gooden. I don't know how to use him. Gooden. He could also be a player. I never gave him a chance, I think. 2 games, 1 goal. Yeah. Freestone. Yeah, I think he was in the reserve team. No point of having them there. I have also built up the youth departments. They have been a little bit better. You also have Isaac Buckley-Ricketts, pointless player. You also have Darren Leon. I gave him a lot of chances as a right defender and sometimes as a ball-winning midfielder in the preseason. And in the season, I didn't deliver, so he had to go. But you can use him. You can get more out of him than what I did. Okay, his working rate is good. Maybe better as a right defender. I also brought Josh Tibbetts. He's a goalkeeper, amateur goalkeeper. I think he was in Rome. Lewis Reed he's a youngster, and I gave him some chance last season, 31 games. Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good player. But again, you have a lot of players just similar to this one, okay? But he lacks a little bit in contrast acceleration pace, and his bravery is lacking. So at this point, bravery is important. When you're playing in midfielder, go route down. We need players who can win the ball. So yeah, Lewis Street was a little bit fancy player, and he's on loan now. You can see what can happen next year. You also have George Cooper at the left. I used him one game last year, and I don't. He's nothing special. He's okay. He's okay to have there. He's really lacking mental strength. He's also a young one. Idris Kanu is on loan. Here we can look at his pace and off the ball. So if we go back down in the League One, I will bring him into the team. Good substitute. He's dribbling also well. So if you start running there based on his pace and his dribbling abilities, it can be some fun there. He will, for my system, my game, he will be a good one, a good player. Okay, and you also got Marcus Madison. He was one of the best players last year. Assist came from him. I usually used him as a left winger when we play 4-4-2. Then I used him as an advanced playmaker. Leeds came in for 1 million. I had to sell him. He absolutely wanted to leave the club, so you couldn't keep him anymore either. You know, I tried to reject 3 times offers he got the last season, but when the season was over, okay, I sold him. £1 million was a lot for us. And 9 assists, 3. You can find the cover, but don't sell him the first season. Don't sell him, because he's the player that, you know, he got the flair. We're lacking flair when we start. Not that bad pace. Again, this is League One. That pace is good enough. Crossing is good, dribbling good, and it delivers on a regular basis. So you can sell him a little bit later. Joe Ward is a pacey player. He delivered not that bad, guys. He didn't deliver that bad. 14 games as substitute. That was when. But he's very similar to the other ones we have. You know, his flair is good. Okay, pace here, but he's lacking dribbling and lacking everything else. That not that interesting in the long run. But also we got, when you go to the Sheffield United and teams like that, we had a lot of players from on loan from Sunderland or Sheffield United. I don't remember. We can check it out. But Cummings or something like that. Do you have another striker here in the team? Then you can that when you start the games with is a very good player. And if I can see if I can find him here. His name is. You can see if you can find him here. Cummings, there is. He was on loan from Nottingham Forest. You know, his finishing was very good, and off the ball was good. Pace was good, but I don't know what. He never came behind the defensive line, and when he came behind the defensive line, based on his finishing, he kept missing the goal. He kept missing the goal and keep missing the goal and keep missing the goal. I used him as a pressing forward, as a poacher. That's why you can see we made this poacher role at the end of the season. It was for him, but I think it didn't deliver that well. 6 goals. Tony was a better player. Was one of our own players. So absolutely, I'm not going into the training sessions wise that much, guys, to tell you what to do. You know, the trainings, I normally let them train normally, but when I saw we are starting to get a lot of injuries and player was not fit, you know, for the games. They were tired, so you just reduce the aimment of training, because remember one thing, in League One you don't have a lot of good players in your team, and if you're training hard, the players are tired and you're playing a lot of games, so you don't want to use all your players, because you cannot have a lot of good players in your team. You have some good players, so you want to play them as much as possible. So keep them sharp, keep them fit, go to your training sessions, and sometimes, you know, don't use so much physical training if your assistant coach is setting up that. This is a cool team. You can see here for this year I have played well. Albion Rovers standard, we defeated 4-3. However, we defeated 2-0. Main goals coming behind the defense or on crosses. So if you're gonna play League One, you just need 2, 3, 4 players, you know, offensive that can bring you something. Who can? Is it off the ball? Is it pace? Is it target players? Is it jumping reach? Is it what is it? You know, you need, and you can score a lot of goals based on set pieces if you have a good set piece player with a good set pieces ability. Okay, guys, good luck and try it out. Try it League One, Peterborough. If you do it, please comment back. You know how was your team? Okay. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and goodbye.